Oh, well, I recently came across this very disturbing video. I normally don't make videos like this, but this time I just thought, let me share the craziness of the world with my viewers, with you guys. And that's why I have veered off my inspirational traveling videos just to bring you this, just so that you can understand the mind of certain children. But we cannot blame children for this. We have to blame the parents, because if your parents teaches you something when you're a baby and then keep drilling that into your head, then you become that. If you're a baby and then your parents keep saying, oh, you are Tarzan, oh, you are Tarzan, then you're gonna grow up thinking you're Tarzan. And when you watch a Tarzan film or movie, you're gonna think, oh yeah, I am Tarzan, oh, I'm Tarzan. You gotta watch this.
I'm white. I'm a Caucasian because everything about me is different from an African American. I have naturally straight hair. My hair isn't nappy. It doesn't require weave. My nose is not giant as like African Americans. My lips are perfect. They're not too big and they're not too small. Like, they're just perfect. My ears, I don't have black people ears because they're really giant. Most African Americans speak ghetto. But when it comes to black people, I think they're all ugly and I have nothing in common with them. I'm different from African Americans because I'm white. I'm white. I'm white.
The only white on her are the teeth and maybe the palms of her hand. She's black. You must be proud of your race. To me, it doesn't matter whether you're white or black, yellow, green, wherever you come from, that doesn't matter. But to see this young girl who's like 16 or 17, so confused, thinking that she's white, I think the parents have done a very bad job in raising a child. So imagine if she becomes a traveler. How will the world take her? Because people invite you because what they see is who you are. And then if she appear, let's say maybe she's in China or she's in Asia, she says she's white, they're gonna start laughing because she's not white. And she talks about her hair, that she doesn't like her hair is straight. Come on, black people have got curly hair. That's dead obvious. I mean, I ain't got no hair because I just shave mine and I just love staying cleaner than clean. She does not believe that she's an African American. She says she's white American. This is so sad. I don't blame her. We cannot blame her. We have to blame the mom and possibly the dad.
Well, I know I'm a Caucasian because when I wake up in the morning, I just have such a great life. And that my hair is so perfect, my skin isn't ugly, and I'm not fat also, which is also a really African American thing. So, like, I'm just nowhere near like them. And plus, they're so thug and criminal that I can't relate.
I think you're confusing the concept of race and ethnicity, because race is really biologically determined.
I know I'm biologically white. I feel it through my veins and through my blood. I don't just think I'm white. I know that I'm white. There's no doubt in my mind.
Even though I have told you and that you are actually African American?
You might be lying. I don't trust anything that anyone else says. I know that I'm white. You're completely wrong. I know who I am and I know my race, and I'm a proud white person.
This is a very old phone. Look at that. It's got a little battery here, all from the Soviet Union, extremely old. How old is this thing? I have no idea how old it is, but Soviet Union built. Oh, it's heavy like a rock. I used to call a bar and say, you know, sort something out with your daughter here. The mother said, this little girl used to destroy her black dolls and keep the white ones. And she goes to white people and say, I'm a white girl. I bet they're looking at these white girls and thinking, really? She said black American people are gorillas. She made a call to the Ku Klux Klan. They say, we're welcoming the silverback gorilla.
Treasure, have you ever reached out to the KKK?
I have their number on speed dial. I've had the KKK's number since I was like in middle school.
Greetings from the loyal white knights of the Ku Klux Klan. Another 8 chimp out, this time in Washington, D.C. 20-year-old silverback gorilla tried passing a parked bus, then struck it with her car.
I identify with the Ku Klux Klan because the way they believe is just so smart. White is right.
White power.
They call her a silverback gorilla. She is crazy. Little girl, when you become an adult, or even if you decide to travel and join people like us, please know your race. Identify yourself as a black person. Get this confusion off your head, because you are very confused. If you ever come across this video, calm down a peg or two.
The problem with my sister Treasure is that she feels like she's white. My sister isn't white. My sister is African American.
Well, actually, I put my family on a higher level than I put African Americans, because they're so low that I would never put my family there. Like, I would never want them to actually be on the same level as African Americans.
But your mother's African American.
Well, I mean, supposedly, but you know, I'm not gonna put her on the African American level. I don't know, because then I will treat them like
Are you African American?
Yes, I am proud.
Are you African American?
I am 100% African American.
Is she doing it for fame or media? Because when I came across this, and YouTube just suggested the video to me from Dr. Phil, so I decided to watch it, and I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, what's happening there? How can she forget who she is? Wow. It's sad, very, very sad.
Well, I mean, I don't have any problems with myself. I honestly think that God made one perfect person, it's me. And I mean, well, I don't have any issues with myself necessarily. I feel like black people should just be put in a different place. Let's say that, because I'm not going to say anything too extreme, because I know they're around and they get all angry.
Well, those are my fellow Caucasian people. They were so beautiful and pretty. I assumed they were models, so I had to say, you know, tell them they were beautiful.
Well, I'm just living my best life
Out here on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, and I just feel like I belong here, most definitely.
You can feel sorry for it, but laugh about it. You know, you don't even have to Google this person, because she's a nasty piece of work. If she's racist against her own race, she's black, she's racist against black people, she thinks she's white just because she's got white teeth and white palms and possibly white feet, but her whole body is black. And then she's not proud of that. So I just think that's very, very sad. You know, because when I was watching this Dr. Phil and then I was looking at her, I was like, and I could see her teeth white. I said, oh yeah, she's right. The teeth are white, but she's black. It's black and white. It's as simple as that. And the other thing that I came across on this Dr. Phil, they keep saying, you're Caucasian, you're Caucasian. I have traveled the Caucasus region. This is very, very interesting. Caucasian people are not white people. They are like brown, like, you know, light brown. They more identify with us, black people. So when you're traveling the Caucasus region, you know, your Caucasus region is countries like Georgia, near Turkey, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and just a little bit of Russia, which is Dagestan, Chechnya, Ingushetia, Vladikavkaz. That's the Caucasus region. And these people are not white, as we are led to believe. So it's a nice name, Caucasian, because Caucasian comes from the people who live in the Caucasus. These are Caucasus Mountains. If you guys didn't know that, you really have to do some research here. You have to go deep and then visit the Caucasus region, and you will see. When we use this word Caucasian, we need to be more careful, because the way it's being interpreted in the West, it's not the correct one. It's very, very misleading. This little girl, she's so rude. She calls black people who are trying to help her, who are educated, hood rats. No, mom, raise your children properly. Dad, raise your children properly. Teach them their culture, their religion. Teach them to love other people. Not to say, oh, I'm white this, I'm black this, I'm yellow this. No, don't teach children that. You know why? Because when I travel and I meet so many people, they don't treat me as a black person or as a mixed race person. They just treat me as a human being. So once you teach your child to be racist against their own or against other different races, then you create a problem that the child will spend most of their time being so confused, being so lost. And that's a very, very sad situation for children to grow up in. When I looked into the video, you could see that the girl seemed to have loads of confidence, but she's not comfortable in her own skin. If you go into the shower and then you start having a shower, you look at yourself and then you appreciate who you are. This girl talks about seeing her own race is like going to the zoo. It's like it's a made-up thing. It's just so sad. It's really, really sad. And you know what's interesting? Her sister has got her own channel, and then she started exposing the whole thing that it's like the sister and the mother, they're making it up for fame, to get that 5 minutes of fame on social media. So I'm not even going to give this girl called Treasure any exposure on my channel by telling you guys watch her channel, because it's very, very sad thing. You can go to Dr. Phil's channel and check, and then you will see the black girl who really thinks she's white, and you'll see that. But her sister exposes her and tells everybody that this Treasure girl who thinks she's white, who keeps saying she's white, was not even born in a hospital. She was born in the house on the floor. After her sister exposed her, she became so nasty. She posted on her social media, this Treasure, to say that there's a certain gorilla in a wig. Imagine that to your own sister. Just because the sister has got this nice, lovely curly hair, now you're calling your sister a certain gorilla? Come on, girl, come on.
There's a pathetic gorilla in a wig, and she's saying she knows me and that she's related to me and a bunch of other stuff. First of all, you guys see who my family was. You've seen it on television. I mean,
Honey had 7 kids. Lance, Nina, Wesley, Kendall, Penny, Treasure. My brother, Wesley, hung himself last year. Mother had 7 kids. This is the 3rd child. I'm the 2nd. Treasure is the 6th. Treasure always knew of her real father. What's the point of this, hun? This is my family being talked about. This is that point. My father is being called a white supremacist on the behalf of my younger sister. To see my sister. Let me show y'all some artwork I ran across the other day on Instagram. Does this not... Imagine your baby sister. You grew up in the household. Remember being born on the floor, being painted as being tied up to a tree. It's not funny to me. It's personal, Dr. Phil. It's personal. And for Charlemagne and Envy and Angela to laugh and cut the whole segment about my sister so short, they should have done their facts a little more too. Look at the media. Look how the media wants to create that race war.
I mean, the saddest thing with the black girl here, she's called Treasure. That's a black name. You won't find a white person called that. White people's gonna be Monica, Linda, Ruth. And she's called Treasure, for God's sake. Raise your children and teach them to be proud of their race. Don't raise them to be racist. Raise a child to be a proper human being, not to become a racist. Because if that child becomes racist, I mean, the mother is black. So if a mother is black and then she's claiming to be white, how can she be racist against black people when the mother is black? So confusing. The father was black as well, but the stepfather was white. And this is where all this confusion comes in. And then she's walking when she thinks, oh, I'm white. I'm not African American. I'm white. Oh my God. Oh, put a sock in it, girl. It's just American children when they grow up. There's a lot of confusion because I remember years back when I came across this video of this girl. I think she was called Vicky or something. She was a white girl. And she was saying she's black. A few years later, we have a black girl who's claiming to be white. But but at least Vicky wasn't racist.
July 19th was the day I found out I was black. Like my whole entire life, my mom kept telling me, "You're white, you're white." I never believed her because I knew I was black. But July 19th, I did some history. I went on Ancestry.com and I found out I'm 25% black. And this whole time I knew it. I knew I was a black girl. So I just consider that to be my birthday because it's just a very exciting holiday for me. So I thought I'd celebrate. I didn't know how to celebrate, but it said it was my birthday. So that's just to clear up everything for y'all. Thank you for understanding that I am a black girl.
I'm white. I'm white.
When you go traveling, I will try to say this again. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of your culture. Be proud of where you come from or where your grandparents come from, because that's important. It sets you different from the rest because people love somebody who knows who they are. So if you start playing this persona that you're not, this facade, then people are going to get lost in the message that you're trying to convey. So if you are not sure who you really are, if you're not sure of your race or sure of your color, I will say don't travel, because you are going to have a problem. Because unless if you're just gonna travel, go to a country, go into a taxi, plane to a taxi, taxi to a hotel, and then back to taxi, back to hotel, back to your country, because you're going to get very, very frustrated with this. I'm sharing this video with you guys so that you travel proudly. You gotta travel proud. You gotta travel with confidence. You gotta know who you are. You need to be proud of who you are, what you represent. Because when you're traveling, you are not only doing it for yourself, but for the next generation, your children or your children's children, the man on the road, the lady on the road. You have to share your experience, and I love sharing my traveling experience. Some of them have been scary, some of them have been absolutely wonderful. But where is the fun in traveling if I'm not going to explore these very challenging places? I travel because I love to challenge myself. I write motivational books that I share with you guys. Remember, we grow because others help us grow. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and make sure you share this video with all your friends. Thank you for watching my video. Have a lovely day wherever you are, whatever you're doing.